That one too, man. Hey, what's good, YouTube? Check out my website, analysisprogram.com. When the season starts, you can get NBA highlights, NBA rookie analysis, NBA tributes. Make sure you become a member and subscribe to the email for daily updates when the site is up and kicking in the start of the season. I'm going to start doing rookie analysis and tributes for the rest of the month only on the website. This Quinway Basketball Analysis coming to you with another NBA What to Expect. Today we're going to talk about the San Antonio Spurs. Now this team has a lot of hype going into it. Vegas got them number 2. They got them coming out the West already. Everybody on the Spurs bandwagon, including me, I'm not a fan of them, but I do know what they can do this season. I'm not going to underappreciate it. I'm not going to underestimate it. And this is the thing I want to say is this. Kawhi Leonard missed half the season, guys, and they still won 55 games. Thiago Splitter was injured majority of the season. They still won 55 games. Tony Parker was beat up and banged up, and they still won 55 games. They still was 1 point away from going to the Western Conference semifinals. This team added a better Kawhi Leonard because he's going to come back healthier, better, and just a better defender and overall player. Then you got LaMarcus Aldridge, who's a 24-10 guy, and he can shoot the 3 now after last season. And he's a spot-up destroyer, and he's a versatile post scorer. He got multiple moves in the post, like vintage Tim Duncan type moves, but he's just a little more athletic. And then you just add in David West, Manu Ginobili coming back. You add C.J. McCollum, who's a good shooter and good player. The backup Tony Parker, he's a quick athletic player. You can put the ball in the basket, and that's what they're going to really need for that position, him and Patty Mills, just to come in and knock down the spot-up threes and be able to put the ball in the basket. They don't really need nothing more else from the point guard position. And we already know what Danny Green brings to the table, elite defender and one of the best spot-up shooters, and now he's becoming a better all-around player in general. But he is one of the best three-point shooters in the league, and he got paid like $11 million a year. So this team is going to be tough to guard. I can easily see them winning 60 games because, like I said, they won 55 without Kawhi, Thiago, and Tony Parker was beat up majority of the season, and they still won 55. So this team easily is on pace for 60 games if they can stay healthy, which they couldn't do last year. And if they can stay healthy with Greg Popovich's defensive schemes and his offensive schemes, this team could be the number 1 team in the West. Kawhi Leonard could win MVP depending on how much he improved. LaMarcus Aldridge should be in the MVP conversation because they can potentially have the number 1 seed in the West. And he put up 24-10 on Portland. If he can put up those type of numbers and they'd be the number 1 in West, I don't see why LaMarcus Aldridge or Kawhi can't win MVP if they win the Western Conference. So with that being said, I like what the Spurs are doing. They in a win now, but they also got some young pieces around the roster at the same time. And they, you know how they do in the draft, they always get the sneaky picks in the draft. So people have been trying to count out the Spurs, and they still made the playoffs. And this year, they even better and revamped the roster on the fly. Now they got 2 franchise cornerstones. They went from being too old to now they got 2 franchise cornerstones, and now they got a bright future again for the next 5 years. So the Spurs is doing the thing. I think out of them 5 years, they're gonna at least get 2 championships. And I know I know I might be wrong, but I'm expecting LaMarcus Aldridge signed for 4 years. I'm expecting him to at least get 2 because Kawhi Leonard is going to he's been improving drastically every season like Anthony Davis. He destroyed the league defensively. I never seen no defense like that from a perimeter player. He post up, he was banging, he was aggressive, he was confident offensively, and Kawhi Leonard gonna watch more footage and add more to his game this year. So the Spurs gonna be hard to beat this season just because you can't outscore them. Then they got lockdown defenders, and Tim Duncan, you already know he's an all-NBA defensive team, and he was an all-star. He was the best player on the team in the playoffs, and he only had to do that much this season because they got 2 go-to guys already, and Tony Parker gonna be healthy because he didn't play he been resting all the time, so he gonna get some easy baskets and make it easier for them to score. So the Spurs, I think they're gonna be number 1, number 2 in the West, and if they do, I can see LaMarcus and Kawhi getting MVP votes, and it's just gonna be hard to outscore this team in 82 games. So I'm thinking they're gonna at least win 62, 65, 67, and they can easily get the 2nd or the 1st seed. If they win 60 or 65, they're gonna be guaranteed pretty much the number 1 seed in the West. So the Spurs are just, we gotta wait and see if they can stay healthy, if everything works right. And like I said, if everything works like we all thinking Greg Popovich what he always does, I can see them easily winning the championship over the Cavs easily because they got bad defenders. And one thing about Greg Popovich, if there's a chink in your armor, he always exploits it. So you got players like Kyrie and Kevin Love on the court, you know Greg Popovich gonna put them all in pick and rolls and all bully them and torture them offensively until they gotta take them out the game. So I don't know. I think the Spurs end up winning the championship this year if everybody can stay healthy and everything clicks right like we all expecting. I think this is my #1 pick for the NBA championship, and #2 probably will be OKC. So we're gonna have to see that in the next video. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you guys think about the San Antonio Spurs on the upcoming season.